Hey everyone, it's LockhartQt here, and we've got some exciting new teasers for Black Ops 6 Zombies, with some new images revealing the church potentially in Harper's Ferry in real life being the buried church, the return of the jet gun from Transit, and potentially more past areas and things returning within the Dark Ether inside of Liberty Falls. So if you're new around here, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So firstly, recently as part of the marketing campaign just before the full gameplay reveal on August 28th, which I will be covering on the channel by the way, Treyarch dropped some new images showing gameplay and in-game environment for Liberty Falls. In these images we get some brilliant sort of high-res better looks at the map itself, and we actually get our first proper look at the church in Liberty Falls, likely inspired by the real-life Peter's Church, which is actually a real church in real life in Harper's Ferry, which is the sort of location that Liberty Falls is actually based on in West Virginia. And again, the church's design actually shows Treyarch's dedication to sort of recreating real life locations. For example, Mob of the Dead with Alcatraz and Der Eisendrache with the castle. These are all real life locations, and it's nice to see that Liberty Falls is sort of bringing this back, as personally I really enjoy it when things like, you know, the Titanic, real life places and locations are brought into Zombies. However, the big thing here is this the Transit Church? Is this the buried church? Now, from the inside, this looks more like the buried church. I probably think it's more likely to be, you know, obviously based on the St. Peter's Church, the real church in real life. However, it looks eerily similar to the church seen in Buried Underground. I don't really think, you know, looking at it anymore, it doesn't really look like the Transit Church. It looks very similar, I'll give it that. However, it looks more like the church in real life. However, this then brings the question, if this is either a recreation of Buried Church in the Dark Ether, or maybe it's, you know, inspired from Buried Church, will we see more iconic locations return within the Dark Ether? Because at the end of Black Ops 4 and Tag to Toten's ending cutscene, we obviously end the multiverse and we see all of the past maps, Zombies, 115, everything put into the Dark Ether. And I think Treyarch would be doing themselves a big favour story-wise if they recreated certain locations or certain things within the Dark Ether to show that it's been obviously moved to the Dark Ether, as we haven't really had that too much inside of, you know, Cold War, Vanguard, etc. Obviously we had Shino Numa, but it's not really in the Dark Ether, and then obviously we had Nacta and Toten within D Machina. So I think if they bring back maybe like one or two locations where maybe Transit, Die Rise, Buried, Call of the Dead, Mob, Shadows of Evil, whatever they want to bring back, and to show that yes, because of the events of Black Ops 4 they have brought back certain locations, I think story-wise that would be fantastic. I don't think they're going to go as far as maybe bringing Victus back in the Dark Ether or anything like that, but it'd be really cool to see past locations return inside of maybe Terminus, Liberty Falls and the DLC map. Plus, we also have the fact that in the image of the church, we can see a domed building in the background, and this looks nearly identical to the image that we saw in the MW3 Zombies Season 5 ending cutscene. This is where Ava's in Liberty Falls researching Project Janus, Dr. Richtofen, and she then gets sucked into the portal, and we also see a mysterious sort of shadowy figure, which kind of looks like the Shadow Man. I've done a whole video on that on the channel if you want to go check out the sort of theories and speculation there. But again, could this be the fact that Ava has been taken back in time in through the Dark Ether, through the sort of mirror? Again, we have no idea, and we're gonna have to wait and see how that sort of ties into Liberty Falls' story. And of course, in the other image, we get a look at the brand new Transit jet gun. And by brand new, I mean obviously the remastered version. This thing looks incredible, and I'm really interested to see the mechanics and gameplay on August 28th, because the big question is this going to be a buildable wonder weapon? If you didn't know, in Transit, the jet gun was the first ever fully buildable wonder weapon, and it's also one of the worst wonder weapons of all time, purely for the fact that it didn't really do too much damage, and it broke really easily. So maybe it will work similar to the sort of microwave gun seen in Exo Zombies, where it's got the percentage in the corner, or maybe it will work similar to the paralyzer in Buried, where it's got the percentage, and the more you use it, it overheats and then you have to wait for it to cool down. I feel like that's how the jet gun's going to work. Or maybe you need to run around the map and charge it somehow and recharge it and gain fuel for the jet gun. But personally, I think Treyarch would be much better just doing it as a cooldown system. I think that makes a lot more sense, and it would be, you know, they could balance the gun that way, for example. And again, we get this new image of the Dark Ether exploration inside of the church. Again, we have no idea if this is the Buried Church. Again, it's more likely to be the St. Peter's Church in Harper's Ferry in real life in West Virginia. However, again, if this is indeed the church from Buried, I think, you know, this could suggest a deeper connection to the past lore of obviously Black Ops 4, sending all the past maps into the Dark Ether, and hopefully this will really enrich the overall narrative, as I think that's something that Cold War Vanguard have definitely been lacking, as well as MW3, and it seems like Black Ops 6 is going to do a good job of that, obviously bringing back Richtofen. I mean, the opening cinematic looks fantastic for Liberty Falls, and speaking of which, we could really see a unique blend of old and new. I mean, apparently Liberty Falls is going to have certain areas inspired from Transit, as again we're already seeing the jet gun. So like I said earlier, if they could bring back maybe the diner or maybe bus depot or something into Liberty Falls, that would be fantastic. It'd be a nice callback, because Treyarch has still to this day never done a full Transit remake or remaster. I mean, we've had the diner inside of Blackout and Black Ops 4 multiplayer, but we've never had a full Transit remake. And speaking of big maps, well, if you guys don't know, Liberty Falls is going to act somewhat similar to how we had Shadows of Evil and The Giant. Obviously, Shadows of Evil was a big, more complex map, and The Giant was a sort of smaller, simplistic map. Now, Liberty Falls has been described as a smaller map compared to Terminus. Terminus is apparently going to be the biggest zombies map of all time, apparently bigger than Transit, which is insane. And apparently Liberty Falls is going to be quite simplistic in comparison. But I don't think it's going to be something like a Nacta and Toten or a Deriza, where maybe it just has a pack-a-punch and that's it. I do think Liberty Falls will have its own quest, it will have loads of things going on for it, and I really do think that it will be quite complex. However, I do think in terms of map size and game space, it will be a bit smaller than Terminus. And again, just going back to this image of the church here, we can see some vehicles and some cars, as well as something in the bottom right corner which looks like a sort of holographic door, some kind of shield. It could be a trap for all we know, but yeah, we just see loads of vehicles parked in the street, which is most likely, you know, blocking off gameplay space. We also see some what look like water towers in the background on fire and in rubble, as well as the church, and I think the level of detail in the church looks fantastic. So I'm really hoping either certain areas where you walk through portals, like we saw in the sort of small snippet of gameplay that we got, where you can walk into the Dark Ether, either that, or maybe they do it where they do it like in Die Maschine, where you have to activate a portal or a button or something or a switch, and then it changes the entire map into the Dark Ether. I'm really hoping we see lots of crystals, we see this like the creepy eerie atmosphere with the whistling, purple everything, as well as the floating jellyfish and maybe some other cool visuals going on in the sky. I'm really hoping that they really bring into the Dark Ether, because besides Die Maschine, they didn't really do a whole lot with the Dark Ether after that, other than maybe a little bit in Forsaken. But I think Die Maschine did a fantastic job at introducing what the Dark Ether looked like, and I can't wait to see it inside of Liberty Falls. And of course, we are getting our full gameplay trailer, as well as gameplay, which I reckon is going to be somewhat similar to how they did it with Terminus, where it's going to be about 15 minutes long of different YouTubers playing the map, as well as we're actually getting live streams of content creators playing Liberty Falls early, and I'm really excited, and I'm definitely going to cover it on the channel, so make sure you stay glued for that. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for watching the video today. I apologise I've been a bit late to this news. I was recently on holiday and vacation, and I just couldn't cover this news as I wanted to at the time, as I had poor signal and internet. So thank you very much for being patient. And for more Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 6 Zombies content, especially going into COD Next, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and have a great day. Bye. Thank you.